There's a lot that happened, and I need to explain everything. Alright, so essentially, we got arrested in Nepal. All of us got arrested. We were sitting, eating lunch someplace, and the tourist police came and told us to turn off our cameras and said, come with us. So, at that point, we weren't arrested yet. They take us to the tourist police office, and they show us a bunch of fake emails from viewers, and I guess out there they don't really understand the bullshit, and people send clips, and the main clip was I don't know, it was titled like I talked to a 15-year-old or something, and this clip was absolute shit, and this is what a lot of all of these news articles, Dick Serto, a bunch of other ones are posting, saying that I was hitting on a 15-year-old or something. So, first off, I know, like, in the clip, it's pretty obvious that the girl said she was 18, and I just believe that these places aren't doing enough research, and obviously it is kind of defamation, so I think someone posted the clip somewhere here. I just want to play the girl saying she's 18.
1-8.
I mean, that's literally it. She literally says 1-8, and to prove it even more, I've been texting her. Recently, me and my friend got arrested because of claims that you were under 18 when you said you were 18. Can I confirm you are 18 to clear my name? And I sent her the article so that she knew that I wasn't with her. And I asked her to send me her ID. And if you guys remember, if you guys watched the whole clip, the girl said she was out of town. So I guess her and her family are out of town right now. So she said her birth certificate and everything's at home, but she did say she would send it to me, and I asked her to send me her birth date, and I'll say what I said. What is your birthday? I'll show text. She said 2005 February 20. I looked that up. That means she is 18 years old and 2 months. I don't even know why I'm explaining this, to be completely honest, because well, certainly put, I only talked to the girl anyways, so I did nothing wrong at all, and I just want to confirm that. Now the second, I think because of the first underage claim, a lot of articles wanted to lie and say that the other girl who a very, very random, minuscule clip. I mean, I walk around and say stupid stuff all the time. I just walk up to a girl, no thought in my mind at all, and I'm like, hey, can I marry you? Like, it was like so random. I mean, like, the girl she didn't look underage. She never said her age. And then all these things like IRL moments and stuff are saying she's underage, and I'm probably just gonna flag your videos because the girl never said her age, she doesn't look underage, and it's just absolute bullshit. And I will admit the rap was disrespectful. Do I believe it could get me 10 years in prison? No, I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Now, the police were trying to very much set us up, and that really became clear after the fact when we realized all the lies they were telling us when we would talk. So there was this second in command guy once we got to the prison who sat us down to talk about the first clip with the 18-year-old girl. Like he was like you know, like when you're really right about something and you speak in that right way. He was like, and you asked for her WhatsApp, and then I was like, yeah, I asked for her WhatsApp, and then he's like, or no, he said Instagram first, and then she's like, and she said she didn't have it, but then you asked for her Instagram or her WhatsApp. And I was just like, yeah, I did. And I guess by saying that, I'm incriminating myself for, I don't know, asking for a girl's WhatsApp, and he's treating me like I'm insane for asking a girl for a WhatsApp. I'm not really sure what the fuck I did in that situation, and I don't even think the rap clip came out until after the fact, because they were digging up all of our stuff in the cell. They were essentially holding us so that they could dig up information and actually get us in trouble. We stayed the night in a cell. In the cell, there was 16 people. It was probably 10 feet by 10 feet. And, well, it was awful. And there was a lot of people in there. There was a few dudes who were, like, doing gay shit. They were humping each other at night, pinching each other's nipples. There was this main guy who was, like, the boss who seemed to have more power than the actual security guards. He would like call them over whenever he wanted. He secretly had tobacco that he was dealing to people in the prison cell. This guy was like the king. When he took off his shirt, he had a giant tattoo on his back. It looked like a gang tattoo. I don't really know, but the actual prison experience itself was pretty damn interesting. But, you know, talking to like this guy spoke pretty good English, better than everyone that worked there. I guess he was a tour guide is what he said. And he told us, like, yeah, it's not too weird for a foreigner to get 10, 20 years, something stupid. And it was kind of scary. They gave us prison food, which we had to pay for. It was just dal, like what I'd had before, dal and rice. Everyone in the cell was extremely nice, although there was some weirdos. One guy had his thumb split in half, and they were doing arm wrestling. That guy was also gay and apparently a rapper. A few people, there was a 20-year-old kid in there who apparently got in for smoking weed. He has to stay 24 days. This guy, he said he was in there for violence, and yeah, I didn't ask everyone. I know the rule. You don't really ask someone about what they did. You can if you want, but the second they say something bad, then it gets really awkward. Sleeping in the prison was impossible. We're like sardines, right? So imagine you have 10 people laying this way, because there wasn't enough room to lay down both of us to lay down completely. If it was 6x6, it would have been a little easier. Our legs were easily a foot inclined. There wasn't enough room, so like we're all laid on side by side, and we're trying to like fit, and our legs are just going in between each other, and people are playing footsies, and some people are just laying on top of each other and doing weird ass shit. In regards to me, I got out due to the Privacy Act. My warning to Paul and the others is that their government is very corrupt. It's very similar to Iraq, except that they're not very, well, they weren't violent to me in Iraq either. It's very similar to Iraq, and the second they get any information on you, you're probably so. If I was you, Paul, if you're watching this clip right now, I would get the hell out of there, because you're not going to be safe. And I did get deported, and I'm not in Nepal anymore. They followed me every step of the way to the last step they could at the airport, but they did allow me to buy a ticket where I wanted to go. I'm at a country that you guys have probably heard of, but you've never seen me there before. I think my lesson learned is that you have to pick the countries that you go to really well when you're live streaming, because viewers are toxic, and third world countries have a lack of understanding of what streaming is. They denied us a call. We wanted a call. I believe what they were trying to do is they did not want the embassy involved, because they wanted to just fucking shove us in prison in the morning when they could. So luckily we got calls, and while we were in the cell at nighttime around 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. or something, they came at 10. I don't know what time it was. They came with the phone and let us talk to the lady from the embassy. And essentially what the lady from the embassy tells us, and me and Sus were the ones who talked on the phone, we had the same opinion that we were The lady on the phone basically said that they can come and they can help translate, and they can, they can't give any legal advice, and they can't get us out of there. Basically, we have to go through their system regardless, but they can still come. Basically, me and Sus, under that impression, were like, we're f***ed. Then when the lady gets there, she was like, the police were being really weird. They wouldn't give us any information. We never understood anything they were doing or saying. We'd try speaking to them, explain ourselves. We'd go in one ear and out the other. We felt like they didn't even want to hear us out. So when this lady gets there, and I'm asking her questions, and she's responding really harshly to me. The rap clip was definitely the worst one. I mean, she definitely just thought I was crazy when she heard it. I don't think she understands this world or any of that shit. She's probably never heard any of Steve-O's raps, so that made things a little awkward. But yeah, she was like, I would be asking questions like what we could do, trying to think like, we're about to get 10 years in prison. You are our last hope. And all I was getting was reassurance that I was with every question I asked. And eventually, like, it kind of gets to you, like, I'm going to jail. I'm spending 10 years in a third world government. I'm going to be on locked up abroad. And then when I started, when I had like a tear in my eye, the look on the embassy lady's face like changed completely. And she was like her mood changed completely. She I felt like she finally understood that we were humans. Like, I think before that, at least me, she thought I was like a sub creature. And once like she seen that, it seemed like she was treating us a lot more like humans, more understood that we're emotional, we're not. And she was like, yeah, okay, let me go talk to them for a second. Like, she said it like that, like almost in a sly kind of like, I have a trick up my sleeve. I don't know what she did, but she goes and talks to them. And we go back to the cell. We're sitting in there in the morning. We've gone out of the cell, back in the cell, out of the cell, back in the cell. We go out and they take us to the top office and we talk to the top of command. And basically this guy asked for an apology, another apology, a different one. And we apologize. And this guy finally gives us reassurance that we're probably going to be all right. And I think it was generally due to whatever the embassy lady said or did. According to her, she didn't have too much power, but after that, so I'm really glad I had a tear in my eye, because that was the one thing I noticed. I don't know if anyone else noticed it.
Fortunately, I can't control what other people do. I want to start just by saying thank you to the amazing support for me. I want to say thank you to Nepal. I thought the country was amazing. Wish I could have got to see a little bit more of it. I'm just going to say that, through all of this whole experience, I was definitely annoyed. I was very, very annoyed. I think if anybody saw, like, secret clips or whatever, my face looked very annoyed. The reason being is because they didn't know why I was there at all. Based upon everybody that I talked to, they didn't understand the reason that I was there either. They were just like, you were just with this group of people, so we just had to bring everybody in. I don't think we were ever arrested. I believe that we were just detained. We were never arrested. They treated us very, very good as far as like treating us. They even brought us to the hospital to get us checked out. They gave me headache medicine because I started getting a headache. So they treated us with respect, and for that I just want to thank them, the authority over in Nepal. Thank you. I want to thank the Embassy of America as well. Basically, you guys know what happened. We were at the Monkey Mountain. We were all just walking down. And, there were some interactions with some females. I wasn't even interacting for the most part. Maybe I said hello. That's about it. For everybody who's watching me, whether or not you feel that I should be engaged or not, I am happily engaged. So I don't really, know. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell. They're all together, so bring them all in. As far as why we were detained, I think Homeless explained his part. I don't want to talk about that. I really never even had that much interaction with the people, other than to say that I was just there. I guess it's very important to understand who you're with, and they understand that certain places you just can't do certain things. All of us know that. I'm good. I mean, I'm very tired. I'm just very tired. They brought us to the airport. Once again, like I said, we weren't deported. They just wanted us to leave, so that was good. We were able to get out of there. We were not deported, so that's one thing. I feel really bad because I was really looking forward to climbing to base camp Mount Everest. That's the reason that we went there, and I feel really bad that I'm not able to be a part of that. People were looking at me like the police, and they were kind of looking at me, and I was looking at them, and I literally could tell that they were like this. They were just kind of like that. I will say, for the record, I did ask them. I was like, specifically, bring the girl here, let her talk. I did say that. As far as I'm concerned, I was nice as just being there, kind of in the crew. So I wasn't worried about anything. I was like, bring her here. I don't think I said anything to her except for hello. We did apologize. That's what they wanted us to do. We apologized. They definitely wanted us to learn a lesson. We've all learned a lesson, a valuable lesson. This is when streaming's not fun, and when streaming doesn't get fun, I always question myself. I was like, well, why do I even want to stream? You know what I mean? It's just kind of weird. We definitely learned a valuable lesson, and it's made me a stronger human being, a better person. I do not feel that we were deported. I felt like we were asked to leave. That's basically it. We were asked to leave, and we've obliged. Basically, we obliged. We said it's okay. We'll go. If you want us to go, it's okay. I want to thank everybody who gave us support. I did not cry, but I was emotional. I will say that. Even now, just talking, like, I could cry now, just because it's just like all this stress of not sleeping in the last 72 hours has just been very, very f***ed up. Like, you know what I mean? I rarely ever, like, I don't cry, but the boss over at kick.com, we let him know he was happy that we're all okay. So thank you to Eddie. I'm okay. At one point there was roaches, and like I just didn't even care. I was like, psh, just slapping roaches away with my hand. I killed a roach that tried to bite me. I got him with a toothpaste. It was just insane, man. They took us to the hospital. It was so weird. They took us to the hospital, but we didn't have to do anything at the hospital. The doctor there just asked us some questions, and then that was it. Like that, it was so weird. The doctor asked me, like, what's wrong with you? I was like, well, I have anxiety right now, like, but they didn't give me any medicine for that. And I was like, well, can I have medicine for a headache? And then the doctor gave me medicine for a headache, which was nice, but there was no, like, piss test or anything like that. Like, none of us were drinking, like, From my understanding, you can't, like, talk to any girls in Nepal. You know what I mean? Like, you can't talk to anyone. Like, that's basically it. That's what I understood. Like, you can't basically talk to anyone. So, yeah, that's you know what I mean? Like, that says something. There was a time when we were sitting down, and it was brought up. They were like, well, you can't talk to anyone under 20. And I don't believe that's true of Nepal, although I'm not a judge on their laws. But I thought there was a point in time that it just didn't seem right at all. You know what I mean? I was like, well, I don't think that's right, but they wouldn't let us have any say at all. I wasn't interacting with any of them, like, other than hello, I believe. Guilty by association, but that's fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, that's just totally fucked up. Like, I don't believe that's fair at all. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think anybody would be happy with that, And I don't believe that any of the officers there felt like I was there because I needed to be. But they wouldn't let us go back to the hotel. So they made us call the hotels and drop off all of our stuff at the police station because they just wanted to see us go. Like, that's basically it. They didn't deport us, but they wanted us to go. They were, in hindsight, they were more like, we want to protect Nepal and, like, the way people view it, and I totally understand that, you know what I mean? And it makes me think, no matter where I go, it's just back to that whole Japanese thing where me stupidly playing music on a train, like, it doesn't make these countries look good. Everything's a little bit of a learning lesson for me. But yeah, they made us call the hotel, and they brought my things, but I totally forgot that I did all of my clothes in the laundry, so I had to call them back and be like, I have no clothes. Like, I literally have no clothes. So they did come back, but they didn't bring my Gucci jacket. So I lost my Gucci jacket. At the end of the day, I don't want to make people upset at me, you know what I mean? And I want people to know if they didn't like me, there's an opportunity of growth there for me to become a better streamer, and learn from my mistakes. And I do realize the mistakes. That's the thing, like, you know what I mean? I don't believe that all press is good press, even though people will argue that. Like, I do consider myself to be a nice guy, or at least I try to be. And if I'm not, then that's what I strive for. I'm not here in this world to make enemies, man. I'm here to make friends, or at least acquaintances. All right, man. I'll check you out, ladies and gentlemen, on the next one.